I used to believe loyalty was the strongest bond between two people. Before deployment, my life was simple, predictable in the best way. I'd wake up early, polish my boots, and find her in the kitchen, humming while making breakfast. Sarah had this way of making even silence feel like home. We married young,
I
built
understand,
dreams faster
but we
than
need to
savings,
verify
but
these
we were
details.
happy.
Can you confirm the
Before
latest
leaving for
figures?
duty, she held my face and said, "No matter how far you go, my heart goes with you." Those words lived inside me like armor. When I got to the base, her letters were everything. She wrote about small things, the cat we'd adopted, the neighbor's kid learning to ride a bike, how she missed the smell of my uniform. I wrote back between missions,
I understand,
describing
but we
sunsets,
need to
the
verify
heat,
these
the quiet
details.
moments
Can
when
you
I'd
confirm the
imagine her
latest
beside
figures?
me. I never questioned her love. I was proud to serve, proud to have someone waiting for me. But over time, her voice
I
on the phone grew
understand,
distant.
but we need to
She
verify
sounded
these
tired,
details. Can you
distracted.
confirm the
I
latest
blamed it
figures?
on stress, on loneliness, never imagining that the silence was hiding something I wasn't ready to see. Communication became uneven. Messages came late, replies shorter. I'd ask how her day went. She'd say, "Busy." There was no warmth in her tone anymore. Sometimes I'd hear faint music or a man's laugh in the background, and she'd rush to end the call. Once, she said it was the TV. Another time, a neighbor had stopped by. My instincts whispered what my heart refused to hear. I told myself I was paranoid, that war makes you imagine things that aren't there. Weeks passed. Her social media went silent. She stopped posting photos. When I sent her flowers for our anniversary, she never mentioned them. A friend from town texted me, asking if I was home already. When I said no, he didn't reply. That's when the first real crack appeared. I couldn't focus during drills. My hands shook when I held my rifle. The thought that something sacred was breaking thousands of miles away tore through me like shrapnel. I kept telling myself she was loyal, that love like ours couldn't collapse. But deep down, I knew the truth was already walking toward me, I just hadn't faced it yet. When I finally got leave, I didn't tell anyone. I wanted to surprise her, to see the joy in her eyes when I appeared at the door. I arrived late at night. The house was the same, but the feeling wasn't. The lights were dim, the air smelled of wine. I noticed 2 glasses on the table, one still wet with lipstick that wasn't hers. My heart began to hammer. Then I saw a jacket, not mine, hanging on the chair. I waited, hoping there was a reasonable explanation. But reason died when I heard her laughter outside, followed by a man's voice. They entered hand in hand, unaware I was there. She looked radiant, the way she used to when she saw me. My body froze. I wanted to shout, to confront, to make it stop. But I couldn't move. I watched her kiss him in the same hallway where we once said goodbye. It felt like watching my life end quietly, without sound or mercy. I left without a word, without slamming the door or waking the street. I walked until my legs gave out. Somewhere between rage and heartbreak, I realized I didn't need to ask, why? There's no logic in betrayal. It just happens, like a wound you never saw coming. The days after felt longer than any deployment. I'd been trained to endure pain, but not this kind. Nights blurred into mornings. Food tasted like ash. I filed for separation through a lawyer and blocked her number, though she never called. Maybe she was relieved. Maybe she was ashamed. I'll never know. I didn't want revenge. I wanted peace. Something quiet, something honest. My comrades noticed the change in me. They didn't ask questions. They just stood by me. In therapy, I learned that betrayal isn't about the other person, it's about rebuilding what they destroyed inside you. I realized love without respect is just dependency, and loyalty given to the wrong person becomes self-destruction. Months passed. I started running again, volunteering with veterans, finding pieces of myself in service instead of sorrow. I stopped hating her. Hate keeps you tied to what hurt you. Forgiveness, though painful, set me free. Now, when I look back, I see a soldier who fought 2 wars, one on foreign soil, one inside his home. The first left scars on my body. The second, on my soul. But both taught me the same truth. You can lose everything and still stand tall if you refuse to lose yourself.